Would you mind giving me a quick intro, who you are, Mark, and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Mark Fryett. I'm the IPS Service Lead, IPS being Individual Placement Support. So the Service Lead for Tees Eskin Weir Valley NHS Trust. I've been in the role now since 2019, so getting on for 7 years, and I've seen the service grow in terms of the size and the numbers coming through. Started out as a team of 4. Went up to 19 in 2020, and shortly we'll be going up to around about 60 staff across the old trust. So a significant expansion during the past 7 years. That's where we're at.
Amazing. So why do you love helping people, Mark?
Well, I think, to be honest with you, I've spent 30 years in this sector, kind of in private sector and public sector now. And ultimately, I think it's about giving people that opportunity, that hope, that potential, and probably more so now within the kind of cohort that we work with, which is people with severe mental illness, who the kind of data out there tells us that 80% of these people would like to work, but only 8% are in work. And so the gap's quite wide, and it's about beginning to give people that opportunity to kind of fulfill their aspirations of employment, which then has a knock-on effect on their whole kind of life and their family and their relationships and their finances, and everything else that comes with that. Me and you would just experience day to day, and we just take for granted, in all honesty. But for them people, it's hugely significant, and it's about giving people opportunity and hope, I think.
Brilliant. So why are you so passionate about the career development professional apprenticeship then?
Yeah, so I think, as I said, I've been doing the role for 7 years now, and we've seen the kind of service grow significantly, and we know that individual placement support is well on the agenda of government. We're seeing significant expansion nationally, not just in NHS circles, but right across the whole employability sector through various contracts such as Connect to Work and different health and grow accelerators. IPS model is really been significant and the forefront of all the thinking around that. So as a result of that, we wanted to, and we did create a career journey within our own kind of teams. So we've got people now who start at the band 3 level and move all the way up to band 7, and between that they go 4, 5, 6, 7. But ultimately, the whole kind of principle behind it was we wanted to grow our own people. We were quite acutely aware of the fact that IBS has received this huge expansion, and actually going out to recruit people in this field could become quite testing, I think, over the next couple of years. So we were thinking, let's try and develop our own. So we wanted to develop our employment specialists into team leaders, into service leads, into senior roles, and ultimately, there isn't an awful lot within the IPS sphere, if you like, around development. We have got certain qualifications, but not at the levels that the career kind of qualification brought. And we just felt that it would be really significant to give our people the opportunity to develop themselves for future kind of promotional kind of opportunities that are going to happen because of this significant expansion that the whole country is seeing, if I'm honest.
Okay, and thank you. And how do you think this apprenticeship will support those in career development roles?
Yeah, I think every day, what we do every day is work with people to develop their careers. Ultimately, it's about us working with an individual who's unemployed, but actually to get employment. But it goes beyond that. We start to think when they're in employment as to what that will look like in their future. And again, I would be at pains to point out that some of our individuals are going to unskilled roles. We have the other side of the coin as well. We have some highly skilled people. So for everybody, it's an opportunity for them to kind of map out their own kind of career, and help. And our people having that knowledge and that qualification behind them can support them with that in terms of action planning, in terms of in-work support planning. All of this it all fits the IBS model so neatly in the fact that part of our role is to support people within work and help them develop and grow within the workplace themselves. So having that careers guidance kind of qualification behind them will be really significant in supporting them, helping them support others.
Brilliant. So it really feels like it helps them progress with their personal journeys on.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, Alan, we've spoke before, and I've kind of said the significant impact of employment and the wider impact of employment. It goes beyond jobs, doesn't it? We know that the whole personal side of things is impacted by people out of work and in work, and also actually in work and having a good experience in work as well. Which is really important because ultimately you get the other side of that, and that can have a negative impact on a person's well-being. So again, that's something really important to kind of, work with an individual to ensure they're getting the right kind of support in the workplace, the right kind of development opportunities, the right kind of progress, what they need to do to be able to move forward within their own lives as well.
Thank you, Mark. Have you got any other final thoughts on why someone should consider joining the Career Development Professional Apprenticeship?
Yeah, I think for me, it's a really important apprenticeship, a really important qualification within this kind of field. Obviously, like I say, it's every day we do this kind of work, and having that qualification, having that knowledge behind them will support them so much in that role in terms of developing individuals and progressing individuals within the workplace. And anybody who wants to progress, wants to move on themselves and kind of look up towards the more senior kind of roles within IBS. I think this would be a massive opportunity for them to really get the teeth into and take on and develop themselves first and foremost, and then from there the knock-on effect of that is there'll be better support in their clients, patients, or whatever the people call them within their workplace.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.